Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Lebanon Utility Service Board meeting for August 5th of 2026. Would like the meeting minutes to note that the meeting was properly advertised, and we have a full board membership tonight. Welcome to Alan Milburn. After a tenure on this board a little while ago, he comes back to us again for service, and we thank you for that. First order of business is our Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our first agenda item will be the approval of minutes. We will have a brief discussion before we approve the minutes. I'm assuming that everyone has read or seen those minutes, and before the approval, we're going to have an amendment to line item number 5. We had the same person actually motioning and seconding that motion to get the approval. That those will be amended to have two separate folks doing that. Any other discussion from the board? All right, Bill, if you could.
So who made the motion?
I'll make a,
Let's see, on number 5?
The correction is Bill Stoner made the motion.
Okay.
Aaron Smith seconded the motion.
I'm going to make a motion. We approve them, amend the minutes to item number 5, reflecting Bill Stoner's first motion and Aaron as the second on item 5.
Second?
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bid opening and reading for our demolition of our recently purchased real estate at 407 East Fordyce Street. We have Ryan and John. We'll have our envelopes opened and the amounts read to us.
Very exciting.
How many did we receive?
2? Yep. 2.
2, all right.
All right, our first one is from, where am I at here? Oh, yeah, Crackers Demo. And at first glance, we will review all these after to make sure that they're filled out correctly and meet all the specifications. This is for $38,195 for demolition. Crackers Demo in the amount of $38,195. Definitely sealed. All right, this one is from Ray's Demo, and it is in the amount of $29,500. Ray's Demolition, $29,500. We will take these back, make sure, like I said, that everything's filled out correctly, and come back hopefully the next board meeting with a recommendation based on that. That's the correct next step? Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, while Sandra's making her way to the podium, we're going to discuss the cost of rate study, our First Amendment, hopefully our only, but you never know.
hopefully our first and only. So good evening. I'm here tonight to request approval of amendment number 1, agreement with Baker Tilly for the electric utility cost of service rate study. This amendment increases the original not to exceed of $150,000 by $30,000 for a total of $180,000. We did discuss this in a little bit more detail in the last working session, but the increase is the result of additional work that we requested. And some of that was updating the tracker to the third quarter because originally they were using the first quarter. We had them update all the purchase power calculations. We had some miscellaneous changes in personnel, and then we asked them to do some additional scenarios. So with that, I'm requesting that the board approve the amendment number 1 for an additional $30,000, bringing the total not to exceed to $180,000.
Time for public comment. Anyone from the public? Board members? Any discussion? Do I hear a motion?
I'll move to approve amendment number 1 to the cost of service rate study with Baker Tilly Advisory Group in the amount of $30,000, bringing the overall total not to exceed to $180,000.
Second.
Other discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Seth, we have a fiber build-out project.
Well, good evening. So a customer of ours has requested that we connect their new building location with fiber optic service. To do that, we must build out an additional 3,200 feet of new aerial fiber optic lines from our nearest location, which is behind the property at 407 East Noble Street. I requested quotes from our vendors that I've used in the past for fiber optic projects and received quotes from both of them. Per the proposed agreement to the customer for providing the fiber optic service, they would be paying us around $9,000 of this build out would be paid upon the customer upon completion of the project. We got quotes which were included from JDH Contracting and from CSU Inc. After reviewing them and the pricing and relationship with the different vendors we used before, Telecommunications Department would like to select JDH Contracting as the vendor to complete the fiber optic build-out project at a do not exceed cost of $18,888.
I have a question for our council. Have you reviewed the form of this agreement with the $9,000 payment, and is it okay?
Yes, it's.
What's the timing of this, Seth?
The customer is wanting the service turned up in October, but we'd be working on having it's a couple phases, a construction phase to get the fiber on the poles and run into the building, and then there'll be a splicing phase where we're doing the actual individual hookups, and those will be taking place between approval and mid or early October when the customer would requesting turn up.
Mr. Smith, the only addition to the agreement that I would make is putting a time period on when the work is to be completed. Suggesting that Seth handwrite that in.
Other questions? Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve JDH Contracting, Inc. for the fiber build-out project with a not-to-exceed amount of $18,888.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, item 7 on our agenda is IT infrastructure modernization and platform migration. Don't have quite all the information we want for this item yet, so we're going to table that item. Can I get a motion to table?
Make a motion, we table item 7.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to table the IT infrastructure modernization and platform migration. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next up, Resolution 2026-09, approving the wastewater treatment plant expansion Phase 1 and 2. Council.
I was going
Okay,
to I'll
Brian.
just give a brief kind of summary of what, at a real high level of what we are approving. And then I'll let Jeff have all the fun of getting to read the document. So our current expansion takes us up to 10 million gallons a day. This will expand that to 15 million gallons a day. We will be adding additional clarifiers as part of this, additional disinfection as part of this, and also the new Chicago Street Administration Building. As you know, with the expansion, our footprint got smaller, so admin and the Water Distribution Department are going to actually move to the Chicago Street Water Plant, and we'll have a new administration and water distribution building there. So that's what part of the scope is on this also. And I can answer any questions now, or I can, after Mr. Jacob finishes reading, I can come back up and answer any questions he might have.
Let's read the resolution first.
Yes, sir.
This is Resolution 2026-09, resolution approving GMP Report Number 3 for the wastewater treatment plant expansion phases 1 and 2. Whereas the city of Lebanon, Indiana owns and operates by and through the Lebanon Utility Service Board, a municipally owned utility known as Lebanon Utilities, for the purpose of providing safe, reliable, and efficient wastewater services in and around the city. Whereas the board finds it in the best interest of the ratepayers, the utility, and the city to expand, improve, and maintain the infrastructure of the utility's wastewater system. Whereas the board authorized the issuance of requests for proposals and qualifications for the construction and operation of the wastewater treatment system expansion on a build-to-operate transfer basis pursuant to Indiana law, including Indiana Code 5233. Whereas on or about May 21, 2025, the board conducted a public hearing related to the RFPQ, the project, and the scoring committee recommendation to select Bowen Engineering Corporation for construction of the project. Whereas the project is to be completed on or before January 1, 2028. Whereas the board has received and reviewed Bowen's wastewater treatment plant expansion phases 1 and 2 GMP report number 3, attached as Exhibit A, and staff's recommendation to approve the same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Lebanon Utility Service Board that the wastewater treatment plant expansion phases 1 and 2 GMP report number 3 is approved and adopted by the board to become effective upon the execution by the general manager. Exhibit A is approximately 70 pages and is the scope of construction that Mr. Ottinger outlined. Happy to answer any questions as well.
Any discussion or comment from the public? Board, questions?
So I'd like to make note that the guaranteed maximum price for this GM report number 3 is $63,900,000. That when you add this GMP report number 3 to reports number 2 and number 1, the grand total is $141,300,000. I still sort of am boggled about how things have changed in the last 5 years for what is now considered a large project. I have a habit of noting the estimated useful life of projects, and noted that for this project, the structures have a 50-year useful life, equipment 20-year, site piping, valves, and gates 50 years, and SCADA, electrical, 20-year life cycle. So just wanted to share those details with the public.
Any other questions or comments for Ryan, John? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-07, approving Boeing Engineering Corporation's GMP Report Number 3 for the wastewater treatment plant expansion phase 1 and 2.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any final questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, we have 2 actions coming from our electoral group. They are tied together. The first is we're going to reject bids for our south substation equipment. Sam?
Yeah, just briefly, so we are coming to the end of when we received our bids for our 69 kV switches and the substation transformers. So we have looked at the process. We're coming to the end of the 45 days, like I'd mentioned. As we were going through this, we decided that we weren't really happy with only receiving the few amount of bids that we did. And we reevaluated the entire process. Looking at it, we would like to change course and move towards a BOT style process for this building of this substation. It'll help us be able to secure a contractor that can help and partner with us through this. Much like we do with the water and wastewater side, this would be, kind of the same way this BOT process would work on the electrical side. So it is our recommendation that we reject all of the bids that we have right now. And then our next action item will be to move forward with the BOT process. But for this specific one, is just rejecting all of the bids.
Questions or comments from the board? Motion?
I'll make a motion that we move to reject all the bids received for the transformer and 69 kV switches associated with the proposed South Substation project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Item number 10, BOT program for the substation.
Yes, for the proposed South Substation, we have a proposal from Butler, Fairman, Seifert to help us manage the BOT process, which I believe is going to be better for us in this process, like we discussed in the working session. It kind of gives us a little bit more flexibility and actually the ability to secure some equipment that we would not legally have been able to pay for. We would have had to ask for amendments with these companies. And we, like I had mentioned, we're coming to the end of the 45-day process for that. So we would have had to ask for extensions. And this is really going to help us become more flexible throughout this entire process. So that is the reason we would like to move forward with this. And the proposal from Butler, Fairman, and Seifert to help us manage this process with the amount not to exceed $20,300.
Questions, comments from the board?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Is there any public comment on
Any
this?
public comment? That's good. All right, motion.
I make a motion to approve Southside Electrical Substation BOT Program Management with Butler, Fairman, and Cipher in an amount not to exceed $20,300.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the Southeast Electrical Station BOT program management. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Last one. All right. I-65 Mount Zion overhead conversion, NDOT permitting process. That's all right.
So we are recommending we table this. We have a lot of major projects going on right now with our electric team, and we need a little bit more time to look at this from a design perspective. Also, it is a major project for us because we're going to have to coordinate a slowdown or a traffic program as well. We do have some engineering firms that have helped us with this, and as we go through the process, it's just right now with all of the major projects that we have, we'd like to kind of slow the ball rolling on this one, since it is a project for Lebanon Utilities and for our infrastructure on our own. We'd like to take care of some of the other projects that have some deadlines before we get the ball rolling on this one. But it is a critical project for us as it feeds the business park, and we've seen anything that we can go underground, especially for a main heartline like this, that is something that we'd like to do. It's just at this time, I feel like we have a lot going on, and I think we'd like to check off a few of our larger projects before we get the ball rolling on this. So I'd like to go ahead and table this and move forward in the future, probably in about a month or two. We'll get the ball rolling.
All right. Any public comment? Questions from the board? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to table item number 11, I-65 Mount Zion overhead conversion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions related to the overhead conversion table? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. On-call water and wastewater construction inspection, supplemental.
Good afternoon. This request is to approve the BF&S on-call water and wastewater construction inspection agreement, supplemental agreement number 1. This increase will help BF&S finish out the calendar year to work alongside Lebanon Utilities for coverage on several items such as pre-construction meetings, verification that non-Lebanon Utilities projects are meeting local standards and specifications, final walkthroughs, inspections, as well as managing project drawings, records, as-built, and this is a budgeted item. We'll do this under the 2026 budget under the engineering fees. I believe roughly we have $20,000 left out of this 80, so we're 80% through that through 6 months, so that's where this increase comes from. I request the approval of the BF&S 2026 on-call water and wastewater construction inspection supplemental agreement number 1, which increases the contract amount by $80,000 from $100,000 to a new not to exceed total of $180,000.
This is a civil district, correct?
Yes, sir.
Public comment? Other questions from the board?
How do you feel about the budgeted amount through the end of the year? Is that looking like it's going to be sufficient?
It should be, yes.
Okay.
You should not have to see a supplemental agreement number 2. We need to.
Okay.
But January 1 comes around, we're going to come right back again for inspection fees. Okay. Any further discussion? Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the 2026 on-call water and wastewater construction inspection supplemental agreement number 1 with Butler, Fairman, and Seifert in the amount of $80,000, bringing the overall total not to exceed to $180,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion or conversation? I will say that we do have significant civil construction going on right now, and the inspections that we have, it's not just the civil for us and our projects, it's for all the development that's going on. So we're going to continue to see inspection dollars probably climbing for us over the next several years.
I guess I could add inspection saves us money. You might not see it at the front end, but there's many projects we work on that are correcting things that went into the underground wrong 10 or 15 years ago. And this is going to prevent that and save the money. You might not see that money. It's more of an opportunity cost, but it's money being saved, and it's a good cost. So.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I made the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, we have a motion and a second. We were on comments. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. City standards update. Spencer.
Yeah, so this request is to approve BF&S to provide engineering services for the 2027 update of the Lebanon City Standards. I believe on the board approval request, it says 2026, but we won't do that until January of 2027. So that work includes coordinating with the city and utility staff to revise and update the current standards. We've done a good job of working with the city, DPW, as well as kind of everybody and anybody that's been involved with our standards and the city standards, and just kind of gathering some information on what needs changed as we've gone through this dramatic increase in construction throughout the last year and a half or so, or since the last approval round. So this update is needed, and we're excited to get this one done. So I do request for the approval of the BF&S 2026 Lebanon City Standards update for the amount not to exceed $28,000.
Should we change the motion to 2027 since we expect that to be the effective date, or do we expect that to be the effective date?
For if it's done in 26 and we get it all approved and everything's billed in 26, we should probably keep it that way. So I apologize for changing that at the beginning.
Okay.
Any public comment? Other board discussion? Do we have a motion?
And I just want to point out, we had a working session discussion about the identified desired changes that I found to be informative.
Motion. Anyone?
I will move to approve 2026 Lebanon City Standards update with Butler, Fairman, and Seifert in the amount not to exceed $28,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Board appointments, committee and liaison. It's an action. It's a board discussion. Danny, I would like to ask your help if I could to identify our discussion that occurred in our working session. I think I can go down through this and get it all, but I will need your help to be able
See,
to. Oh, that's right, Aaron.
I prepared with Danny during the working session, so.
Yes, you did.
So
So we had.
but if you prefer her
No, no,
over
no,
me,
no,
I would
no, no.
understand that.
No. With Alan joining the board, then we have a discussion around board appointments. And Aaron's going to have 3 motions for us to update our slate of officers and liaisons.
I move to approve the utility board slate of officers as follows: Chairman Tim Hudson, Vice Chairman Ann Patterson, Secretary Bill Stoner.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Second part of the motion.
I move to approve the following as utility department liaisons: Electric Utility Bill Stoner, Wastewater Utility Aaron Smith, Water Utility Ann Patterson, I-Lines Alan Milburn, Administration Tim Hudson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move to approve the utility board's committee members as follows: Personnel Committee Bill Stoner and Tim Hudson, Finance Committee Aaron Smith and Ann Patterson.
Second.
I think I heard Alan first there, Danny. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approval of claims payroll transfers dated August 25th, 2026. We have all the line items available if board members have reviewed. Any questions, comments? Do we have a motion?
I move to approve claims payroll transfers dated August 5th, 2026 in the amount of $9,700,864.71 for claims and payroll, and $7,607,419.30 for transfers.
Second.
A motion and a second. And to support Aaron's claim earlier about the numbers getting bigger, these numbers are rather big for us.
Continually getting bigger, yeah.
Yes, they are. So we have a motion and a second to approve our claims, payroll, and transfers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We have a carried motion. Any other business to come before the board? Aaron?
On July 24th, I met with Bobby Williams at the Grant Street project. Corey Rowland and Cody Edwards were also on the project. The City of Lebanon has an NDOT grant to improve the road condition on Grant Street between Washington Street and Indianapolis Avenue. Lebanon Utilities is taking the opportunity to upgrade the water line under this section of Grant Street to a 16-inch water main. A section of the new 16-inch water main was successfully pressure tested for leaks just prior to my visit. Eventually, chlorine will be inserted into the water main for bacteria sampling. At the time of my visit, I observed the contractor on the job using a trench box in an 11-foot deep excavation to install the new water main. Bobby Williams emphasized to me that on-site observations by Lebanon Utilities personnel are important to identify installation improvements that might not be included on blueprints. Also, the knowledge gained from on-site observations might be helpful in the future. Blueprints and as-built drawings do not always accurately indicate what is actually underground. The institutional knowledge of all our employees is an important Lebanon Utilities asset. The city's full-time inspector on this job is Michael Trayer with Crossroads Engineering. It was obvious during my visit that our Lebanon Utilities employees have a really good working relationship with this inspector. In fact, the inspector commented on how all our employees seem to be particularly knowledgeable, that they all could provide needed information instead of just relying on a supervisor. I feel like my job visit again confirmed the strengths exhibited by all our employees. They have an invaluable combination of physical stamina and specialized knowledge. Our employees are uniquely qualified and motivated by motivated by our ethos of neighbors serving neighbors.
Thank you, Aaron. Other business? Opportunity for public comment. Would anybody like to speak this evening? Yeah, all right. Our next board meeting is scheduled 2 weeks from today on August 19th at 5 o'clock in these chambers. If there is no other business, we shall adjourn. Oh, wait a minute, I need a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn?
I will move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
We are adjourned.